there's a lot of people here, and I'm real nervous, so, and when I'm nervous, I talk a little fast, so if I go too fast, somebody say, slow down. I was very grateful when Kim asked me to come speak. My story is not one that, for a long time, I carried so much shame because of the things that had happened to me in my life, and so in the last year, almost year, the Lord has worked in me, and He has healed the deepest parts of my brokenness.
Hey.
And I have found a voice
Praise
the devil
Lord.
tried to take from me for so long, and I'm not allowing it anymore. So
Amen. That's right.
I am here to share a testimony, and I apologize because this is not the first time I've done this. And I had everything prepared, and the Lord woke me up this morning and was like, nope, do it different. So I didn't get everything finalized until right before I was leaving work, so I will be reading from my paper just because, but I knew I had to go the way that the Lord was calling.
Amen.
My story is a story on the other side of addiction and how it affected me just as deeply. For the first 31 years of my life, I carried weight that came from depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts, anger, unforgiveness, and trauma. You can name it, and I probably carried it. It was not until March 12th, 2023, when I had a radical encounter with Jesus that my heart changed. He took all the weight that I was carrying, and He turned it around. He healed me, He restored me, and He made me new. I was born on May 1st, 1991, to a woman that was doing the best that she could with what she had.
Right.
She was raised in a home that did not show love, but showed addiction and divorce. As she grew up, she tried to find an escape from reality. She turned to drugs. Me and my twin sister just so happened to be one of the results of the decisions that she made, and we were born with drugs in our system. The hospital report said that we would likely have cognitive delays, but God said otherwise, and both of us grew to be healthy women with families of our own. All of my childhood, she struggled with addiction. She'd been given chance after chance to get together, and she couldn't. So we were placed in the foster system when I was 2 years old. This was the first burden that I began to carry, unworthiness. And I have a little visual aid, and it'll make sense at the end. I didn't know it then, but I felt unworthy of her love. I felt unworthy because how could my mom choose drugs over me and my sister and my brother? And I didn't understand addiction then, but I do now. By the time I was 5, I had been sexually, physically, and verbally abused in all ways. In the foster homes we lived in, instead of finding peace or love, we found abuse. Here began the next burden that I began to carry, trauma. And those traumas left an imprint on my body and my soul. When we were 6 years old, we arrived at our final foster home. This family ended up adopting us. When we arrived at that home,